okay, I'll like lotion them up because I can do this for you, Bob. I put them
Yeah.
cover them in lotion.
Yeah.
Right. We read a book.
I'm listening.
Feed him. And that's it. And then I just lay him down nice and gently and pat him on his ass until he falls asleep. So we can do the same thing. I'll be there in like 2 hours.
Perfect.
It's true friendship.
Yeah, exactly. We started a campaign a long time ago. Tuck the homies in and kiss them on the forehead goodnight.
Kiss him on the forehead goodnight. Yeah.
It's amazing.
100%. It's just called being there for your friends. There's nothing else to it. Listen, when I went to go visit a buddy at like UMass Dartmouth,
Oh, jeez.
like 2012, he tucked me in. I was fucking blacked out. I just passed out on his couch with all my clothes on and my sneakers on. I woke up fully tucked in with a blanket and a little pillow under my head.
That's amazing.
I'll never forget that. And I drunkenly told him that like 6 months. It's been like 10 years since then. I like 6 months ago, I saw him and we were both drunk. And I was like, dude, you straight up tucked me in at UMD when I came to go see you, and I'll never forget that. I owe you for that.
See, I got bad friends then, because I'm the one that sleeps over on the couch, and I got like a cardboard box for a blanket, and I'm waking up and it's freezing, the AC's on.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
You sleep. Oh, I didn't. Thanks.
Yeah, great.
when my buddy Mark was at BC and I was over there like every other weekend, he was still sophomore year. He was still living in the dorms.
Yeah.
So we would get blackout drunk, and then I would have to sleep on the floor between the two fucking beds on the walls. Dude, the rooms were like this fucking wide anyway, and I'm a big man, and I was fucking sleeping in the middle. We got blackout drunk one night. I dragged out. Remember those old inflatable they looked like recliners?
Yeah.
Yes.
I dragged one of those from under their desk, sprawled out on that, and they just threw a blanket over me, and they're like, Rob, not only were you fucking snoring all night, but that thing was squeaking every time you moved.
Oh, I bet.
You do snore like a motherfucker.
Listen, it runs in the family, all right?
I also snore, so I feel you.
No, I do bad. I was actually last night. It was like fucking long ass day. It took me 2 hours to get home from work. We had dinner. We had a couple of drinks. Like we put the baby down, and like she crushed like a half a bottle of wine. And my wife was like, "All right, you got to prop your pillow like up at a 90-degree angle, so I don't want to hear you snore." And like middle of the night, she's literally just punching me in the back. She's like, "You can't do that. Like, please."
My dog sleeps in my bed. He snores too. It's so bad.
Dude, have you ever snored so loud you woke yourself up?
Yeah, 100% all the time.
Oh my god, that's the worst one. Because you wake up and you're alert and you're like, did someone just break in?
Yeah. I was like, I've done that. I do that on planes. Every time I sleep on a plane, because I'm like upright and I'll be like this, and it's just the person next to me is like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine."
Yeah, we're good. Don't worry about me.
I just had 10 Jameson and gingers before we took off. It's all good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm cool.
Are you good? Sir, how much more time do we have on this flight? Let me explain the intricacies of that question.
4.5 hours? Yeah, we're in for a doozy here, pal. All right, I'm gonna just put it in the Discord.
Oh.
It already does it. It does it for us now because of I changed like the way the restream thing. Oh yeah, there we go.
We gotta get immediately into the weekend recap because I got some stuff I gotta say that happened this weekend.
To you?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Oh, I don't want to talk.
Since you won't let me make it an entire topic, yeah, I do.
Joe, we were gonna talk about like your career and like life prep and stuff like that, and then he was like, "Well, people want to hear about how I got my first birdie ever on this golf course."
Let me tell you right now, I'm probably the worst golfer you will ever find. Horrible.
Listen, all you have to do is just go. That's it.
That's right.
I sucked last summer, and I shot 6. The best I've shot ever was 6 over this past weekend.
Okay.
Absolutely insane. And I was shooting like 18 over on 9 holes beforehand.
Okay.
But I go every week. That's why.
Yeah, I played like every sport growing up, even for just a couple seasons. Golf, I never like got into, and now my fiance's whole family golfs. Like, you want to come golfing with us? I was like, nah, I'll be at home.
Yeah, that was I found it. Marco, thank you for the raid, and Juju, hello. A couple of buddies that I grew up with were like, dude, we've been golfing since like high school. This was the
Yeah.
easiest way for us to drink in high school. Is after high school we joined the golf team just so like we could use the golf course near the high school, and then nobody would bother us. We just go out there for 3 hours and drink. And I was like,
That's amazing.
why the fuck didn't I think of that? But that's because I'm not athletic. So,
Well, I wasn't golfing because I was playing. I was also playing every other sport at the time.
yeah, but now your knees are jello. So
Yeah. Now I'm made out of fucking twigs, spit, and some wet fucking tape.
hell yeah. Hell
Oh.
yeah. All right,
So I
let's
can
get-
golf, and then my back still hurts.
Let's get into it. Give me 1 second here. Let me just make sure we get everything situated.
Birds by 20, Dom. I fucking hope.
DeAndre Swift anytime or first time touchdown score plus 1200. Hammer it.
Dude, I got Dallas Goddard in, who dropped a big fat goose egg.
Yeah.
He's already got 1 point, baby. We're already up.
What did he catch?
Dropped
One
a-
ball?
Driving.
caught
He
one
must
ball
have,
and
dude.
got stopped, yeah.
He's a goose egg. First of all, this is the best. This is the hottest start I've ever had to a fucking fantasy football season ever. I am 1-0 right now. That's unheard of for the past decade. I'll never get that again.
All right, let's get into it here. On this episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast, we have got Joe Giannetti from The Ultimate Fighter 27, and soon to be back. We're on the road back to the UFC, and he's got a fight coming up. We're going to be talking all about that. We're going to be talking about how Unity is single-handedly obliterating the indie game industry, and then Bob also wants to talk about how he golfed this weekend, and we'll see if we can get to that. All that and more on a very special, very physical episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast. Strap yourselves in. Let's go.
The intro's playing right now.
That's what I need. I need to work on my intro game.
Yo, welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. Your boy Papa Dom. We're back live, direct, and handsome. And it's another week. Tiggy is traveling for a wedding this week, or tonight rather, so he could not join us. But we do have an illustrious guest nonetheless. But before I talk about him, Bob, how are you?
You know, that's a complex question, Dom.
That
Give me
seemed
the
deep.
simple answer. Give me the Cliff Notes.
Bad. Nah, it's been a very long week. Haven't slept much. Stomach is fucking doing backflips right now. I banged out of coverage tomorrow because there's no fucking way I'm going into the hospital tomorrow. But yeah, otherwise, relatively eventful weekend. This week, pretty fucking awful.
Okay.
How are you guys?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing good.
I'm gonna try a little something different for this intro here because I've never got to do this before, and I feel like people pay like 5 figures for stuff.
I know where this is going. I know where
Oh,
this is
So-
going.
jeez.
Hold on, let me close my door because if I wake up my 4-month-old, my wife's gonna divorce me. Hold on. Miller, come here. Miller, come here. Oh no, she's home. Okay. Wow. She walked in the door and the dog did not bark. That is a good omen. That is a good
Oh, my
omen.
girl's gonna be home in a couple minutes. You'll hear mine go
That's
crazy.
fine. That's totally fine. Joe, what color trunks do you wear?
So I change it up every time. This time I'm doing black and gold.
Okay, black and gold. Gotcha. All right. Our guest this evening, fighting in the black and gold trunks out of Abington, Massachusetts, with a record of 14-4-1, currently on a 5-win streak. The pride of Abington, Massachusetts, at a brolic 6 foot with a 73.5-inch reach. Yes, I'm reading this from Tapology.com. Joe Skeletor Giannetti.
What's going on?
Dom,
That was
Dom,
good. That was good.
I'm gonna say there's one missed opportunity.
What do we want to say?
You could have done like a in the red corner, Dr. Bob in the blue corner. Like you could have pulled out one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done that. I know, but it's just,
in the blue corner, Skeletor.
Yeah, that's right. So Joe, welcome to the show. How are
Thank
you
you
doing?
for having me.
How's your
I'm
Thursday
doing
going?
good. It's good. Trained this morning, trained tonight. I just finished my dinner right before jumping on here. I'm ready to weigh in. I'm feeling skinny, but I
All
feel
right.
good.
Okay. Is that where the Skeletor name comes from? Is it just kind of like the overall kind of lankiness, or is it what is it? What's that come from? Also, people in the chat are chirping you already. Somebody just said JoJo is ugly.
Is that Tyler?
That's
That's
just,
mental?
yeah, T
Yeah.
Dangle 4911 said JoJo is ugly. First time chatter.
That sounds about right. Those are my friends. That's how you know they're your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, they can't be friends if they're not shit talking.
Yeah, if your friends don't roast you, then they're not really your friends.
Yeah, when other people would say like at the worst times, I'm like, no, it just means we're that close.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But when I was an amateur, my second amateur fight was at 150. This is back when we thought I was going to be a 45er. So I was like, all right, we'll do it smart. We'll slowly go down. So the first fight was at 55. My second fight was at 50. And it was for a different promotion, one that I had never seen or even been to before. So I was in the locker room before the fight, and the ring announcer comes over, and he goes, hey, kid, what's your nickname? Well, at my old gym, our coach picks your nickname, and he doesn't tell you what it is. You just get in the cage and find out. So I was like, oh, I have no idea. I was like, you're going to have to find my coach. And he's like, which one is he? I was like, oh, he's somewhere over there. He's the bald guy. He's like, all right, cool. So he goes to find him. Now, all week, my friends have been picking on me that I look like Skeletor because my face gets so sucked out. So now they walk me out to the cage. I'm pacing back and forth. We're about to fight. They start announcing me. They said, in this corner, Joe, Skeletor, Giannetti. Now I'm trying to act like a hard ass. But I heard that, and I kind of just looked at my coach, and he looked at me like, the fuck are you looking at me for? Go fight. And so I end up winning in the second round, and he comes in the cage. We're all about to celebrate. And I'm like, hey, did you talk to my friends about that? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, the Skeletor thing. And he goes, I have no clue what you mean. And I was like, all right, well, I guess it was just meant to be.
It was meant to be.
So it's just stuck ever since.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, with a name like that, especially if you won, you know what I mean? Like that's now it's done. Now it's done.
Exactly.
Wait, Dom, what would your nickname be in MMA?
I don't know, dude. I'd be too busy sucking the canvas.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta let it come to me.
It's got to be natural.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be like Bob the Brick Shithouse Tro, or like
Bob IBS.
Yeah, or like Bob Wobbly Knee Tro.
Oh,
some shit like that.
Yeah, I would be Dom the Widow's Peak. Mahoney, I don't know. Yeah. Dude, if you see a picture of my kid, it's literally like that's how you know he's my kid. He literally has the Widow's Peak. It's wild. It's like his whole hair is just like that.
So my first amateur fight, yet again, didn't know my nickname, but it was in August, and I was at the beach all summer when I wasn't training. So I was very, very tan. I'm Italian, so I get very tan in the summer. Well, same thing, in the cage, trying to act like a hard ass, and my nickname turned out to be Jersey Shore Joe.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, I really hope this one doesn't stick.
Yeah.
I would go with Skeletor.
Did you win that one?
Yeah. I did win that one.
Oh shit. Okay, so you could have came through with
I was
the next
nervous.
one. You could have came through the next one with like the cubic zirconia earrings, like the big fat ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A little like Ed Hardy shirt or something. You would have been ready to go.
I was nervous. And then they said Skeletor on the second one, and I was like, all right, that's got a nice ring to it. And I was like, you must have talked to my friends.
No,
and then he was like,
that's way better than
yeah.
Jersey Shore Joe.
Yeah, I was laughing in the cage, and I was like, all right, you're fighting. Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Right, exactly. Oh my god, that's wicked funny. I'm sure if like the other guy was looking at you and you're like trying to stifle a laugh, he's like, Jesus Christ, this kid's laughing before he's gonna beat the fuck out of me.
This guy's out of his mind.
Yeah. I'm leaving right now. He just throws the towel right in. But let's get into a little weekend.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
So, Joe, the segment is exactly what it sounds like. We just kind of talk about how our weekends went. Were you playing any games? What you've been up to? Did you do anything else of note? Usually pretty short and sweet. Myself, I've been watching a lot of Valorant, and I've been trying to play some Valorant. I am not good at it, but I can't stop watching it, and I can't stop thinking about it. It's just too good looking. And after champs, I just keep looking at it. So I've been watching videos nonstop. I've been watching like
that might be another thing we could discuss today.
what's that? Oh, the Valorant Champs update with the god and stuff.
EG.
Oh yeah.
I've completely forgot that
Yeah,
happened.
that's that. Yeah, we can definitely touch on that. So I played a little bit. They added a quick play mode that's just best of 5 instead of like best of 14 or 13, which is awesome because I can actually bang out a game in like 20 minutes instead of spending an hour just to lose. And I'm playing a lot of like team deathmatch. I'm just trying to like work on my aim. I realized that my DPI on my mouse was so high that I was like flying around, and ever since I turned it down, I have been actually clicking on heads successfully. So I've actually been having a lot more fun playing. And I was like, oh wow, I'm having a good time playing. Like maybe I'll buy a skin for a gun, and then I realized they're like $40 for a pack of skins. So that's
insane.
That is definitely not happening. Bob, how about you?
Well, let's see. Been playing some Hunt Showdown. Been getting back into that. I cannot seem to D-rank no matter how hard I try. And this is not me bragging, because the lobbies we play in suck. Because everybody's a fucking sweaty tryhard, and I just like to run and jump around and shoot people in the fucking face. So we've been actively trying to D-rank from... I've been in 5-star for like fucking months now. We've been trying to D-rank minimum to 4-star, maybe to 3 stars, so we can actually have fun and kill people again. But the moment I D-rank into 4-star lobbies, I kill fucking 6 people and then rank back up. So Hunt Showdown's been off and on recently. The 9.5 patch for TFT just dropped yesterday. I played 2 matches. Guess how they went?
2-0?
Not great.
Incredible. I went first place to start. Immediately just came back into it. Picked up a first place. It's the 9.5 patch, so they just only remove a couple of things and then add in some other things. So the 10.0 patch will be like, hey, we wiped the whole slate clean. We throw in some new shit. So I was trying out the new comp, and it's super fucking busted. Got a first place off it. Played another game afterwards. Got a second place off it. Started off in Plat 1, which I'm pretty sure is the highest you can start off in. And then immediately got into Diamond right afterwards. So I'm just saying, I'm on the fast track. I'm on the fucking fast track right now to get into Masters. That's all.
I mean, it sounds like you can't be stopped. Surely
I can't. I can't be stopped. Not even these knees can stop me from this.
That's right.
I beat Devil May Cry 4. That game was fucking incredible.
Yep.
Just today beat DMC, the Devil May Cry reboot. I am working on a fuller, longer review for that. I just finished the script today. Gonna record some shit, edit with Steve, try to get a fuller review for that. Interesting game, not as bad as everybody said it was when it released.
That game got shelled when it came out.
Because they gave it to Ninja Theory, and Ninja Theory had just come off of Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Awesome game. And
I completely forgot about that game. When you were talking about it earlier, I didn't know what you were talking about. But then I remembered that it was like, but they made Dante look like Pete Wentz.
Yeah, they made him look like a scene kid off a Tumblr.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was the other game that was the PlayStation 3 game? It was like the God of War clone. Fuck, I don't remember it. Doesn't matter. But yeah, they just fucking ruined what Dante and Virgil looked like. Story was fine. Combat was awesome, though. And then I golfed on Saturday, and I shot the best game of golf I've ever played in my entire life, baby. 6 over. 6 over 9 holes. I got walked away with 2 pars and my first ever fucking birdie.
Well done.
Par 3.
All weekend.
Dude, I've been waiting for, literally, I've been waiting for this moment right now.
That's like
par 3.
The last time we golfed together, too, I was like, I'm going to hear about that on Thursday.
You're damn right you will.
That's awesome.
Par 3, it was like 150 to the pin. Shot at 145, 16 inches away from the hole. My buddy Matt was freaking out. He thought I got a hole-in-one. And he was like, dude, if you just got a hole-in-one, you got to go to the bar and buy everyone beers. And I'm like, Matt, the clubhouse is a trailer. So how is that going to happen? He's like, we'll go to like... Yeah, he was like, we'll go to Legal Seafoods and everything. And I was like, Matt, I'm not going to Legal Seafoods and buying a bunch of fucking random people at 1 o'clock beers. If it goes in, don't care. Didn't go in. Got my first birdie. Landed the putt 16 inches away. And then 2 holes afterwards, an old guy that we were chatting up, he wanted us to try his old driver, and then we broke it.
See, that's what would happen to me. I would definitely break it.
Yeah, we broke it. We drove on the 7th hole. We gave it back to him, and when we were at the end of the 7th hole, he came up to us and he was like, "Hey, check this out." And he was just holding the head of it in his hand. And he was like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened, but one of you guys crushed this thing, and it broke."
One of the first times I ever golfed, a buddy of mine did not have any golf clubs with him, so he was borrowing a friend's clubs, and he broke his driver on the first hole. Brand new driver, like probably a $400.
You just go home. You just go home.
I was like, okay, it's time for you to leave. Let's go.
Yeah, if I'm at the first hole and I break it, I'm like, have a good one.
Yeah,
I'll catch you tomorrow.
Time for you to catch an Uber back to the house.
I'll Venmo you on the way back. See ya.
Yeah.
But Joe, what you been up to, man? You're fresh off of camp here. The training is about to be done. You're ready to weigh in. How's everything been going with you?
It's good. It's good. Right now, we're really just going to focus on weight manipulation for the next week.
Yep.
This past weekend, I was just training. I had to go to a wedding for a family member, and I was playing some Warzone ranked with my buddies.
Yep.
Not the best at it. Get hard carried.
Yep.
But we're trying. We're out here grinding.
Yep.
But we're in silver. We're on our way. Modern Warfare 3 is where I'll rally.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, listen, just a fresh start. Start new. Just go from there.
Exactly.
Now, the wedding. Now you're trying to cut weight here. Weddings are a tough place to do that. Booze,
oh my
hors
God,
d'oeuvres, everything. What did you do? Just like eat the side salad and have a couple of waters, or how did you survive that?
So I did have the side salad.
Okay.
I was chugging water all night, and then luckily enough, like the food that we got to pick was between chicken and steak, and so my fiance picked chicken for me because she knew how close it'd be to the fight. And it was like actually pretty light. It had like just like a lemon sauce over it with sweet potato on the side, which is pretty much what I'm eating anyways.
I was gonna say that sounds like meal prep food.
Yeah, so I had my chicken, and then I had waters, and then they came out like, "Oh, we've got cake over here." I was like, "Yeah, I'll just watch you eat it."
So you're fighting. So for people who don't know, you're fighting next Saturday, the 23rd, September 23rd. For those who are listening, what can we look forward to here? Who are you fighting? Where are you fighting at? Where can people watch it online too? Or
Yep. So Saturday, September 23rd, I'm fighting Michael Dufort. He's from Canada. I'm defending my lightweight belt.
Send him back to Canada.
He came down here in a Habs jersey.
Wow. Oh, so that's like the black and gold.
Turn him around.
Yes.
Turn him around. Turn him around. Send him back.
Exactly. So down at Plymouth Memorial Hall, going to be aired on spectationsports.com. You can order it from there on Saturday. If you use code GIANNETTI, I think you save like $5 or $10 on the pay-per-view, and then I get some sort of kickback from that too.
Sure.
If you're in the area, you can DM me on any social media. I got tickets and stuff. But yeah, Cage Titans, it's the best local MMA promotion around, obviously besides when the UFC comes around. But yeah, they're killing the game out in Plymouth. They open so many avenues for fighters to make money between we get ticket commission, we get the pay-per-view kickbacks.
Awesome.
They have their own little podcast they do to get your name out there. And it's just really cool, all the events that they do. And it feels pretty similar to the big leagues. As far as how they run their shows, and you could be just some 1-0 amateur or just making your debut, and you have one good fight, and they'll post it every way they need to, and they'll get some traction behind you. So it's really cool. Yeah, it's really cool for local fighters. I've been fighting with them pretty much my whole career, and I'm looking to hopefully make this the last one and beat this dude's ass.
Yeah, let's fucking go, dude. And I mean, that's awesome to have that sort of like grassroots element to MMA. I feel like it's kind of tough to, like, if you don't know, or if you don't see like a local promotion that's just like literally putting up flyers or advertising on local TV or stuff, like seeing those kind of like more local, I don't want to say smaller time, but like more, the kind of like smaller league promotions. Those are tough to find. I feel like you wouldn't know off the top of your head unless you knew, or unless you knew somebody like in the know.
Yeah, if you're not in the circle, it's very hard.
Exactly. So that's awesome that they're doing the podcast. They're doing they're doing that promotion. Like, it sounds like they're promoting it as though they're that much bigger, and that's how they're going to get there.
Yeah,
oh
and
yeah,
since
I do
like
know.
COVID, they stepped up their social media game big. So like you can find them on every social media platform, and then, they kill the game on whichever way they have to post on each platform. And you can see it in all their followers. I get people all the time like asking me about my fights. I'm like, you know what that is?
That's awesome.
Just because their social media is just like getting out there. So it's cool for me, working my way back to the UFC, but it's even cooler for these guys that are just amateurs or like 1-0 pros because they're going to get a little bit more publicity much faster than say I did when I was early on in my career.
Yeah, no, it's 100%, and that's cool that like to have you, um, to have you go through everything that you've been through from Cage Titans to the Ultimate Fighter, and then like still sticking with them. I mean, having that type of like loyalty and also having the program to back you like that and help you continue to like down that path is pretty fucking incredible. So big shout out
Yeah,
to
it's
Cage
been
Titans, man. That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, it's been great. They take care of me, and it's funny because like other fighters will try and be like, "Oh, that's why you only fight at Cage Titans," and I try to explain to people because everybody's like, "Oh, it's the hometown guy. He wants that bias. Like the
Yep.
judges are gonna have my back or something."
Yep.
Plain and simple. The amount of money that I make from selling tickets, pay-per-views, and T-shirts. Why would I go anywhere else?
Right. I mean, hey.
Like, and that's not just because of Cage Titans. It's because of all my fans and everybody that wants to see me fight. They can go to Plymouth as opposed to going to some random promotion. I'm sure they'll watch it online, but I'm gonna get $2 for the pay-per-view from this
Yeah.
random promotion
Right.
where I can get pay-per-views, my ticket commission, and then make my own shirts and make money off those. So besides like how great the promotion itself is,
Yep.
I think everybody associates me with Cage Titans and Cage Titans with me. So I make the most local money at Cage Titans.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and that's what. I mean, listen, you got a wedding to pay for coming up, brother. So you
I
gotta,
don't- we already started pricing shit out.
you know.
Whew.
So you got a wedding to pay for and shit, and you got food to put on the table. So that's awesome that
Exactly.
Cage Titans gives you that outlet and that avenue, and that'll definitely be something we look out for, and make sure that you shoot me the link or whatever. Like if you have like a special link or whatever, we can put it in the show notes and make sure that people know where that is too, because that's
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll do. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Local fighters don't make a ton of money, so it's like Cage Titans being one step above. It's like you're still not
Yeah.
making great money, but you're making much more than you would anywhere else.
Yeah, no, 100%, man, 100%. So you were on Daniel Cormier's team on Ultimate Fighter 27.
Yes, sir.
And so how was that experience? And then like since then, what are some of the things that you've been working on? Like you said, working your way back to the UFC. And obviously, you're doing the streaming thing too. So what is like the day in the life on this road back look like for Joe Giannetti?
So there's like I'm like Spider-Man. I got Peter Parker and I got Spider-Man.
That's a
So
great way to
like
put it.
it's pretty much like in camp and out of fight camp. So like when I have a fight camp booked, pretty much every minute of my day is doing something towards, making the way to preparing for the fight. So like a day like today, I'm up at 7 a.m., I'm making breakfast, I'm taking care of the dog, and then I'm right in the gym for a couple of hours.
Mhm.
I come home, I'm eating again, and then I have 3 or 4 hours to relax. So I can either nap or just like, I'll play some video games to relax. Usually not Warzone because that's not so much relaxing. It's like when I play like Legend of Zelda or something, I actually relax.
Yeah.
But then I'm right back into training for the night, and then I'm home and I eat. When I'm out of fight camp, I do all that, and then I work overnights. So that's where it gets a little bit more difficult. There's a little bit more coffee involved.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. That makes total sense. Yeah, no, it's definitely like I said. You got to make sure that you know a relaxing game. Nice, something nice and cozy,
Yep.
so you don't have to worry about spiking a controller off your wall or
Yeah.
something like that. But what are I see you got the Pokemon cards in the background there too. I think.
Yep. Yep.
So what are some of the games you're playing now? What are some of your favorites that you've been playing lately? Obviously Warzone. You mentioned Zelda.
Yep. So I actually have a list of games that I got to finish. I've been trying to finish Final
Same.
Fantasy 15 since it first came out. And like my problem is I just hit every side quest and then I realized 3 hours went by and I didn't do anything.
Brother.
And
Oh, brother. Okay.
but like it's so even in Zelda, I spent like 3 hours just like finding like random seeds to get more health and in cardio, and I was just like, or more weapon slots. And I was like, okay, 3 hours went by, I don't have time to play anymore, and I didn't do anything. But it's been a lot of Zelda, a lot of Warzone, Fortnite, the newest Pokemon game I just started playing a little bit. Yeah, I have so many. I'm waiting for the new Dragon Ball Z game to come out. I'm hyped for that, and Mortal Kombat.
Tom, you're muted.
Early access started today. I was gonna say for Mortal Kombat 1, so I
Did
can't wait
it?
to play that. Yeah, I'm gonna. I haven't.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know,
Brylan was streaming it in Discord today.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't. I don't have enough time to like jump on early access, so I gotta just wait till it comes
yeah.
out so I can like section myself off. But Bob,
Yeah.
you're certainly not a side quest guy. You definitely don't like to do every
Brother.
single thing.
Brother, you're fucking speaking my language. I can't do that shit. This is why I can't play open world games. This is why I'll never get around to playing
I
Starfield.
never beat them.
Dude, I cannot fucking do it. And the worst part about it is when I dedicate that time to it, once I get to the very end, I'll stop playing the game.
Oh
I
yeah,
will
you're not going back. The story's
Is it-
over.
No, I did all the side quests. I'm at the final mission. Yeah, I'll get back to it at some point. I did that with Fallout 3. I went to every single vault. I did everything you could imagine besides beat the game. Besides do the final mission. The Witcher 3. I put fucking 60 hours into that game. I was on like Act 2. I just can't do it. It's impossible.
It's even worse because I love open world games. Like I love them. I love the storytelling. I love every bit of it. But I know if they make this game, they're like, oh, this is like a 25-hour game, but there's 75 hours of side quests. I'm
Yep.
spending the 75 hours on freaking side quests.
Yep.
This is why I have been going through the entire Devil May Cry franchise, because they're like 4 to 10 hours long each. And it's just straight.
Yeah, straight line.
And that's what I need. This is what I need when I'm in bed, fucking around on my Steam Deck. That's it. I don't need endless possibilities.
Yep.
I need you to tell me where to go right now, because I'm gonna go there.
Call of Duty campaigns. Even which one could you select your missions? Was it Advanced Warfare?
I think
the campaign?
Shit.
I think that might have been the one because that was the one that was probably one of the only recent ones that I didn't play. So
I didn't finish it.
'cause
There's you could pick your missions and it was a wrap. I did like 2 side missions and then I just never went back to the campaign.
I really liked the new Modern Warfare 2 and the Vanguard campaign. I thought were both really good.
I loved it. You know, I feel like Vanguard got like way too much hate. Maybe for just the competitive side, but I love Vanguard.
Yeah, but
I thought it was a great
they let
game.
influencers and streamers and content creators and stuff like dictate the way that they move the game. And I don't know enough about COD or Warzone, and I'm certainly no professional by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, I mean, I liked the multiplayer because I like the World War II vibe and like I like
Yep.
the World War II guns. That's just like a classic. That's a genre in and of itself, and I hope that
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, I don't know. I prefer that to the 9,000 different combinations of different guns and shit like that.
Yeah.
In Modern Warfare.
World at War was my first COD and it was I thought it was the greatest thing ever. And then when I beat the campaign and like zombie starts up, you're like, what the fuck is going on? It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, wait a minute.
Dude, I've been seeing so many like tweets and TikToks of people who are just like, man, I miss zombies. What the fuck are they doing with zombies? Why can they just not give us what we want? And listen, I spoke about this when I saw the fucking tweet. What was it? A month and a half ago, 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago? I don't even remember.
Yep.
Where they were like, yeah, the next iteration of COD Zombies is going to be Outbreak, but more Outbreak.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, bro, nobody liked Outbreak. I didn't like
nobody.
Outbreak.
I tried. I couldn't.
Awful. Absolutely fucking awful. All they need to do is just release. If I have to buy the game and then pay $15 for a legitimate zombies experience adjacent, I will pay that fucking money and then never play the actual Call of Duty game. I will just play COD Zombies the whole time.
So
I'll
it's funny. A couple of weeks ago they fixed all the older Black Ops on Xbox, so you could play them on. I was playing on Xbox the other night, and it was like 8 o'clock, and my buddy's like, "Are you playing Black Ops 2?" And I was like, "You're damn right."
Yeah.
He jumped on. And we played Transit till 2 in the morning.
Exactly. Oh,
I was checking my phone. I was like, "Dude, I gotta go to bed." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "It's 2 a.m. We've been playing for freaking 5 hours."
day. Oh man, those fucking days. I used to do world's first Easter egg hunts back in the day, and Black Ops 2 was the one where I came the closest. It was
let's go.
It was Die Rise.
Yep.
And I was playing with a couple. I've told this story a fucking 1,000 times on this podcast at this point. Dom has heard the story 1,001 times.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go make myself a snack or something like that while you do it.
I was playing with a couple of three British people I found on the forums, and we were 2 steps ahead of all of the live streamers. We were 2 steps beyond them. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and the Brits were like, "Oi, bruv, we have to be up for work soon."
No.
And I was like, "All right, well, fuck. What do we do?" And they were like, "Well, beep, 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 cheerio. Nobody will ever catch up to us because we're so far ahead of them."
Everybody caught up.
Everybody caught up. Yeah,
Oh.
I slept for 4 hours, woke up the next day, and everybody caught up, and they finished it. We were 2 steps away
Damn Brits.
from
You
being
were
world
pretty close
first.
with what was it? It wasn't Cold War. It was
It was Cold War.
Cold War. You were super close too, but then you guys had
Yeah.
some like network issues or whatever,
Yep.
and like you were
Yeah,
like
we got
Cold
bugged.
War, Cold War was just one big network issue.
Dude,
exactly.
we it was me, Chris, Bricky, and Doug. Our pal Modern Warzone, Doug. We were I think we were 2 or 3 steps away, and we got glitched where one of the elemental ultimate weapons wasn't spawning. So, yeah, we were a couple of steps ahead of everybody else in that too.
I would be upset.
Yeah, I was fucking pissed because we had to start over. And at that point, it took so long to catch back up.
Right.
Oh my god.
Listen, you did your best.
Rip.
Hey, are you gonna? But the question is, are you gonna try to come back for and find an Easter egg for Modern Warfare 3?
What? Outbreak version 2.0? No. I would rather stub my toe every morning for a month. First thing I do out of bed, just right into the fucking corner of the doorway.
Hey, you never know. Listen, I'm just saying. You know.
I need that as a typed out review for Outbreak.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like waking up and stubbing your toe every time you fucking played it. Fucking awful. God damn it. Now I'm mad.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Just think of transit. Just think of transit.
Just think about the good old days.
I loved Transit. Everybody hated on that fucking
one of my
map. I
favorite
loved
maps.
it.
Also,
Absolutely loved it.
also World at War best COD campaign in my opinion.
Yep. 100%.
I have said that a million times in the show that that is by far the best COD campaign. And I like distinctly remember when that first came out. I feel like a lot of people had some issues with it. I mean, this is obviously before like the advent of streaming and stuff like that. But there were some reviewers that didn't really like it. And obviously it was following up COD 4, which is like, how do you even do that? But I thought that campaign was phenomenal. And at the very end where you're like bleeding out and you got to put like the flag on top of the Reichstag.
It's amazing. Gets me so hyped. The split screen campaign is amazing.
So
we need more split screen games.
Oh my god.
Oh man. You're speaking our language today, huh?
Dude, so when my buddies all like got into gaming more, they all got their own consoles. Because I used to be the spot. Like people wanted to come play COD or whatever, they all came to my house. Then as we got older, everybody got a console, and I was like, whatever. But you still end up at one of your buddies' houses. And now everybody's just like, yo, jump online. And I'm like, I don't see my friggin' friends. I just want to play split screen, damn it.
Dude.
Oh, dude.
I used to have guys, so I used to have, like, when I was, 14 or so, I had, like, the downstairs apartment at my mom's house, and, like, we had, like, a back entrance, and I'd be like, dude, just come on in, and, like, we'll just get it, because I had, like, the big floor unit TV before, like, I even had a flat screen, and it was, like, Halo 2 or Halo 3, like, 4-player split screen, and, like, we'd just be screaming at each other about screen peeking, but meanwhile, we're literally all screen peeking at the same time.
Halo 3. What a good thing. What a good time.
Oh, my God. Dude, when I was living, it was, what was it, like, junior year of high school when Black Ops 2 came out for me? I don't even fucking remember. Holy shit. It would just be me, 3 of my friends sitting on my fucking couch in my room. Because I was the only kid left in the house at that point, so I finally had the big room. I'm in high school, I finally have the fucking big room in the house. And we're sitting on the couch in my room, and then every weekend, somebody would just bring a new fucking flavor of Skull, and we'd just be sitting there packing fucking lips, playing fucking Transit till 3 o'clock in the morning. Playing fucking Transit till 3 a.m.
I don't think it's possible to not play Transit till like 2 or 3 in the morning.
No way. No.
You just sit down for a round.
No. Yeah, no, 100% no. All right, so this begs the question. So you're stuck on a desert island for like a week or even like a weekend. You have the best TV and sound system imaginable, any console you want. You have 3 of your homies, any game you want. and then whatever snacks and drinks that you want. What is the game that you are stuck on an island to just play split screen with the homies with for an entire weekend? No
It's a
internet.
it's a tie between any of the UFC games or Injustice 2.
Ooh,
Because me and my boys get rowdy with Injustice.
Okay. All right. No, I like Injustice. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a game like they come over the house, we'll be yelling in each other's faces all night. My girl's like, I'm going to bed. I hate all of you.
It's definitely. I mean, it's literally Xbox 360 Black Ops 2 Zombies. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
And then we don't need snacks and we don't need drinks. We just need the empty
Skull.
water bottles for us to spit our new skull into. Our brand new skull peach into, because it just came out at that time.
One of my first like outings with a buddy from work. This was like probably 5-6 years ago. He was like, "Oh, we got this house up in Maine. Me and a bunch of my like hometown buddies, we always go up there for like a long weekend. You know, we'll do like a beer Olympics thing. We'll like, you know, just hang out, do whatever. You know, we're like middle of nowhere, Maine." And I'm like, "Dude, fuck yeah, I'll be happy to come. Like, thanks for including me." So we're literally just all day. It's like any sort of like beer game that you could possibly imagine. We had both picked countries and had a whole national anthem ceremony, award ceremony.
God.
Oh, dude, it was like 10 guys. And then he goes, "All right, it's time for the semifinal event, and it's gun game."
Oh, shit.
And so he fired up like I think it was Modern Warfare 2 gun game, and it was just this tiny TV, like probably the size, like probably like a little 25-inch TV, one Xbox 360, and 4 controllers, and they were just playing split screen gun game. And I'm like, how are any of you able to even see the screen right now? I can barely see 6 inches in front of me.
They're probably looking at the wrong screen.
They're like,
I'm
yeah,
in dedication. That's how.
They were like, "This has been a tradition for the last 12 years. We know exactly what we're doing." So yeah, that was definitely that. But Injustice is a good one. Mortal Kombat's a really good one. I think it's gonna
Injustice is a good one.
It's gonna be Halo 3 for me.
Ooh,
It's just
yeah.
getting the homies over. Halo 3. Get a, you know, I mean, if I can stretch the analogy and have 2 Xboxes and land them together and get 8 people there, 4-on-4, 2 different TVs.
That'd be some wild times.
We'll just never know. The new generation will never know what it feels like to like land those games for just like hours on end.
You know what videos get me is it's like the new generation will never understand a midnight release.
Oh, 100%.
And it just breaks my heart. I'm like, dude, I just want one more solid midnight release. Give me an obnoxious collector's edition with a $200 statue I don't need. Give it a giant line outside of a GameStop. You know, somebody making minimum wage outside at midnight screaming into a mic, "Let's go!"
That was me.
That
was me.
Amazing. You're making memories.
Dude, that was me. I made those. I worked the Modern Warfare 2 midnight release. I worked the
Oh my God.
World at War midnight release. I worked let's see, I worked at GameStop from 2008 to 2012, 2011.
So like the prime.
Every literally every big Madden, every big FIFA.
Oh my God.
Dude, I was that guy. I have a picture of it somewhere, but like there's a line literally all the way down the plaza. I had worked with, they gave us nothing to do this shit, but they had given us all these big pamphlets that was like, you know, work with your local businesses to get like free snacks or something. So I used to work at a pizza place I got fired from. And I was like, "Yo, you should give us pizzas and I'll hang up a big flag inside the GameStop so that people can advertise." And he was like, "All right, yeah, I'll give you like 10 free pizzas." Turns out the regional distribution center for Monster Energy was right behind that plaza.
Oh, no way.
And so they would have the giant monster truck, like the big, like with the massive wheels.
Okay.
And so I was like, hey, I like ran out and chased them down one day. And I was like, "Dude, give me like 10 cases and just like drop them on the counter and I'll like promote like whatever." And they go, "Oh yeah, we'll come take pictures." That probably made their nut for like a week for like their promotion quota.
That's awesome.
Dude, I threw fucking bangers. I got like 10 people that can corroborate this.
That's amazing. That's what we need.
That's what I'm saying, man.
We'll never get that again.
No, we'll
Never.
get that again.
Everybody's just gonna download it as soon as it's released.
Or you can go to GameStop, buy the physical copy, open it, and see that it's not actually a physical copy. You just have a download code.
Yeah. And like collector's editions nowadays, like you don't get anything cool. It's like you get a free $20 skin in the game.
Yeah.
Like, no, give me the obnoxious statue. Give me the.
You do have to.
Yep.
Didn't MW2 have the night vision goggles?
Yes, dude. We all
Yes.
had those.
Yeah.
We had those like at one point. There was a bunch of people with night vision goggles outside of the GameStop, running around the parking lot like pitch black, and they were like, "Oh shit! Look how sick this is." We
That's what I need. I need that in my life.
I remember working the midnight release for. When did Halo 3? Was Halo 3 2007? I think
think so.
I don't think I was working there yet for Halo 3, but we had a half day from school. I was in sophomore or junior year of high school. Junior year of high school, I went to the GameStop. We had a half day. The guy tried to kick us out because he was like, "Oh, you guys skipped school to pick up Halo. I'm not letting you get it." And I was like, "Bro, no, there's no fucking way."
I'm here. I need it.
We have your. You literally already have our money. Just give it to us, please. And we walked out of there with like 10 cases of Game Fuel, like 3 of like these legendary editions. Everybody's got Halo 3. We're like playing the soundtrack. Our one buddy, we had one friend in high school who had his driver's license who made that possible. Like, I'm like, to this, I'll never be able to repay you for that. Like, for doing that. And then we just all hopped on co-op campaign for 13 straight hours. I mean, it's just never gonna be.
We used to make my buddy's mom drive us to the midnight releases. She hated us, but we would beg like all day long. We're like, please, it'll be quick. We'll be the first ones in line. We'll get in, we'll get our shit, and we'll get out. And she took us every time. But I forget which Assassin's Creed it was. I think it was 3. But NHL was coming out the same night, so we went and I got the collector's edition of Assassin's Creed. I loved the older Assassin's Creed. So I got the giant Assassin's Creed statue, and then they're like, "Oh, NHL just came out," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll take that too."
Fuck it, why not?
Yeah. Give me that too. So the new Assassin's Creed coming out, that one's supposed to be going back to the roots, right? With like not 60 million side quests and like it's supposed to be a more linear kind of like tight experience. Are you pumped for that? Are you looking forward to it, or what's the vibes like on that? Because
I'm skeptical, but I
Ezio
hope
trilogy was like right here,
a special place. Yeah. If it's more like the older games, then I'm in. I haven't played the last 2 or 3. There's been 3, right?
Yep. Bro, they're open world games. You don't want to.
I know I'm not gonna finish it, but I want to.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
I know.
Like Assassin's Creed, I finished, and then I think the last one I didn't finish was the twins they had in like London or whatever.
Yeah,
I forget which one that was.
Unity.
It
was Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah, I did a bunch of side missions, realized I played for 6 hours, didn't do anything in the story, and then just never picked it up again.
Dude, the last 2 are even bigger.
Yeah.
I've heard they're like disgustingly big. I haven't even downloaded them. I haven't even pretended to want them.
Nope. Dude, I remember. So, and again, this is another story that I've told a million times on here. Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I'll go make a snack too.
Yep. Assassin's Creed 3 got announced. It's based in Boston, like colonial era Boston,
All
right?
in. Yep.
And I was like, bro, I need to play that. And my buddy's like, well, you should really play all the other ones because like there's a great story, blah blah blah. And I go, all right, I'll blow through them. Banged through Assassin's Creed 1 in probably 6-7 hours. I don't know, like I probably did the bare minimum. But I was like, all right, that game was pretty good. People told me that game was no good. Assassin's Creed 2, couldn't get enough of it. Brotherhood Revelations, I was like, I am so invested in Ezio's life.
It's the greatest ever, yeah.
Dude, and then he goes and he visits like Altair's tomb. I like literally cried. I watched the YouTube video like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's funny you brought that up because I literally watched the video again, and he's like sitting down next to like his body in the library, and he's like just talking to him, and I'm like, dude, this is too much for a 17-year-old's brain to handle. So if it's anything like that,
I'm in.
I'm in, dude. I'm in.
Sorry, it was Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Sorry, Bryland.
Syndicate.
It's funny that you mentioned you were sobbing over that game because I just finished a script for a short of 3 games that made me shed a single man tear.
Oh, what are they? You want to spoil at least one of them?
I can't say it. You gotta watch it on TikTok when it releases.
Can we get one? Just one.
Gears 2. Gears 2 and Gears 3. I looped those in.
Okay.
I looped those in under the same umbrella. Ty's death is... There's actually 3 moments that I had under one game franchise. Ty's death in Gears 2.
Maria.
When Dom sees Maria. Dom's death in Gears 3.
Yeah.
Just fucking... my shirt was drenched in tears. I was fucking soaking wet crying. This game's fucking ruined me.
Dude, I remember I vividly remember all 3 of those moments. And man. No.
Mine,
Dom's is
Halo Reach and ODST.
Happy birthday, Halo Reach. Also, it's Halo Reach is like 13th birthday today. Oh, Halo Reach killed me.
Tore my heart out. I was too young for that. I didn't need to go through that pain.
You went through like an entire PTSD
Yeah.
campaign
Literally.
about like soldiers dying. I mean, ODST was pretty heavy too. That was another one that
Yeah.
was just like insane. Oh man, I don't know what it is, man. There's just some of these games. This is that like 2008 to like 2012.
It's the prime. It was the prime.
Like that 360 PS3 era, 08 to 2012. Like there were so many bangers. I think
Back to
like
back.
you could look at 2007, 2008, and 2009, and there's like probably 30 games that are probably widely considered like classics and just like must play video games. It's
Yep.
even 2007 alone. I did the math. I'm like, I probably spent $700 on video games
Oh my god, I don't want to know how much I spent.
easily. I'm like, I made no money when I worked at GameStop because they just all went to video games. And I made.
And I was in high school when all these came out, so I don't even know
Yeah,
how
no
I spent
shit.
that money.
Yes, I was either working at like a deli or a pizza place or GameStop, and it was just like, cool. I guess the $80 from this paycheck is going to go to Mass Effect 2. All right, great.
Yep.
But yeah, money well spent, to be fair.
Oh yeah, I mean 100%. I
That was
also
my only bright side when I got out of high school and worked at Target. I was like, oh, I get a little discount. I'm
That's
using
right.
it on all my games.
hey, there you go. The second you crack that double-digit hourly rate, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know who else is
I can
crying
get
right
2
now?
games.
Who's crying?
Indie game developers.
Oh, tell us all about that.
So Unity has just come forward. I'm pretty sure their newest CEO was like EA's previous CEO
Yeah.
or some shit like that. And he was saying, I can't even remember what his fucking quote was, but it was like releasing freemium games is for fucking morons or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Something like ludicrous. So Unity is now changing their business model to every time a game, and this is for games that sell like, I think it's 200,000 downloads on a game. For every game that surpasses 200,000 downloads, every time the game is downloaded, you are then charged 20 cents on that download.
What?
So,
What?
yeah, if you sell, say it's an indie game, just a random fucking side scroller. What was one that was awesome that came out this year? Like Pizza, what was the fucking game? It was like Pizza Planet or some shit, like the side scrolling. It was like Wario, the Wario games,
Yeah.
but like super
Okay.
fast paced. Fuck, what was the
There was
name of
another
it?
one
Pizza,
that
Pizza Tower, I
that
think.
Devolver Digital came out with. That was a really popular game that they were like, we're gonna take it off of Steam.
Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb is incredible
Yeah.
game.
It's
Absolutely
probably sold
fucking
a
incredible.
billion copies, and they were like, hey, we're
Yeah.
not dealing with this, so buy it before the end of this month or something like that,
Right.
before the changes take place, because then after that, we're not-
January. I think
Yeah.
it's January 24th is when this goes into effect.
Here-
But so I think Pizza Tower is like a $4 game, right? $4 game. If it so I was watching Moon play it. He gets 30,000 viewers whenever he plays fucking games. If those 30,000 people bought the game at $4 and then just inevitably like 200,000 people, even word of mouth or some shit like that, 200,000 people buy that game. They're selling it for $4 on Steam. They're then getting charged they're getting back charged 20 cents per install
That's
That's
insane.
from that
ridiculous.
200,000.
So here are some games that are built on Unity, just to put it into perspective: Cuphead, Pokemon Go,
Oh,
Ori and the Blind Forest, Hearthstone, Among Us, Tarkov.
All guys.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh my god, I forgot
Yeah.
Tarkov is a It's why Tarkov is
Wow.
so awful to play.
Yeah.
Because it's a Unity game.
Tarkov, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Overcooked,
Fall
is
Guys.
a big one. Fall Guys. Let's see. The new Hitman games are all based in Unity. Genshin Impact.
Arguably one of the biggest games in the world,
Yep,
Genshin Impact.
Hollow Knight. Tons of shit like that. I mean, The Outer Wilds. That's another big one. Like Marvel Snap, Cult of the Lamb. I mean, just an insane like breadth of these games that probably get downloaded bajillions of times. And Unity is going to single-handedly tank their entire business model because of their own greed. And
So there's another caveat to this. Games that are on services like Game Pass it is not on the developers to pay that money out of pocket. It is then on the service provider to pay that. So Microsoft would be then charged 20 cents for every one of those downloads.
So Game Pass will be going up.
And this is where you kill the indie scene in one fucking fell swoop. At that point, Microsoft says, "Fuck that. Why would we ever pay that much for this shit?" And then just clear every Unity game off of Game Pass, and then ban Unity games moving forward.
Yeah, and
like that's what'll happen.
And I'm sure that Nintendo and Apple probably don't feel awesome about this either. Having Pokemon Go built on it, having so many games that are based on iOS built on it. So Microsoft, Apple, Nintendo, like this impacts everybody. And apparently the CEO of Unity sold a bunch of stocks right before this news broke.
Huh.
So
convenient.
Yeah, and then
interesting.
I was just actually reading the same thing. Marco just put it in the chat, but I was just reading that like they were supposed to have some company town hall today, and they canceled it because a bunch of people were issuing death threats to the people at the company. So
it's only a matter of time.
I mean,
well, to be fair,
crazy.
you're quite literally destroying people's work and taking years worth of their talent away from them. Like in my field of work, when I was in grad school, I worked on 4 different planning softwares. So I have experience in 5 different planning softwares right now. The hospital I work at really only utilizes 1. But if at some point that provider was like, "Hey, we're charging triple," every hospital would be like, "Fuck that, we're just never going to use you again. We're just going to go work somewhere else." But if you're less experienced and you've only ever worked on Unity, if your experience has only ever been on Unity, you got a Kickstarter going, you got funded by Devolver, you got picked up by a publishing company, and this is like your first foray into video game making, or like real professional video game making. You've only ever had experience on Unity. You are every fucking moment you spent learning that, you have wasted your fucking time. Not only that, you now have to learn another software, probably have to pay the fees on that software as well, which I don't know what those fees look like. Arguably could be relatively similar. They could be in the same ballpark, but it's just a waste of people's time, their effort, all of their hard work. And just because you have one greedy CEO who decides, "Fuck it, we want more money, I'm going to fucking swim in a pool of your money."
Yep. Totally.
That's crazy.
It's wild, dude. It's absolutely wild. So I do want to leave us some time to listen to some voicemails. So why don't we get into that? Why don't we do a couple voicemails, shall we? For those of you right now,
pick up that phone and talk to your dad.
Here we go. We have 2 voicemails from last week, and then we have a brand new one. We'll start with the older ones. Just let me know if you guys can't hear this. Here we go. Caller number 1.
Here, just wanted to extend a thank you to Bob for honoring my wish for Dr. Bob's Guess My Game. Absolutely loved it. What a nice obscure title to really get the brain juices flowing on that one. That was just really great. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Hope everyone's having a good week. What a heartbreaker for the Jets. But anyway, the season must go on. So you guys have a good week. Best of luck as always. Love you guys. Bye.
Thanks, Coleman.
I couldn't hear most of it. All I heard was something the Jets.
I think Coleman, I heard "have a good week."
Yeah. Coleman, you guys were supposed to fucking tell me if you couldn't hear it.
I was trying to.
Well, you could just say
I
it.
heard it, but then didn't.
Words. Coleman, it was Coleman. He said, "Thank you for doing Guess My Game," and damn, R.I.P. Jets.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers is fucking 62 years old. Yeah. He shouldn't have been playing in the first place.
No, he's just been pumping his body full of ayahuasca and deer tranquilizers or whatever the fuck he was taking. So probably not a great idea for your longevity. But all right.
Hold on, I almost took deer antler extract when I got my ACL surgery because one of my friends was telling me that it's supposed to help with like collagen reproduction or some shit.
Of course it is. They like shoot you up with that on the sidelines in the NFL, so I'm sure you'd be fine. All right, next voicemail. Here we go.
I might look into it now.
This is a question for both of you. What is your opinion on Dopa?
I got nothing.
The legend solo queue
What dial?
the absolute legend of all time, greatest solo queue player, going to military service.
So I don't know who this voicemail was from, but his name, he was asking about a player named Dopa, who apparently
Dopa.
is a League of Legends player who's going into military service and retiring from League of Legends.
Yep.
Wow.
South Korean. He was one of the great. Oh, sorry. Good.
No. No, you please go. You go. You know.
He's arguably like the most talented League of Legends player who very barely played professional League of Legends, competitive League of Legends. He was a South Korean streamer, Apto Dopa. He held like rank 1 in I couldn't even tell you how many seasons of League he was just rank 1 at the top of the leaderboard. You would just see Dopa, Apto, and then like every other one of his fucking Smurf accounts were just all in the top 5.
Was he
It was
drafted
just him.
or did he sign in?
So in South Korea, I'm pretty sure you have to serve
Oh, okay.
at some point.
Yeah. It happened
So-
to Korean Zombie. He missed a bunch of his career.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's serving now, and
Oh, wow.
I'm sure he'll be back. He was. Oh, fuck. I'm trying to remember who it was that was like always doing the comparisons of like the only person who would ever even come close to him was Faker. And Faker is arguably the biggest name in League of Legends.
Right.
So he was that good.
That's crazy. So now he's just now going into that that mandatory military service.
Yes. Yep. I think it was
Wow.
a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is fucking wild. Yeah, to age 29, dude. That is crazy. All right, last voicemail. Here we go. Where did they go?
Just like this. Just like this. I'm setting you up for it. Just like this.
Okay. Let's see if it works.
Straight on.
If it doesn't work, I don't know what to say.
Hey, it's Minnesota
We'll
Maniac
figure it
again.
out.
Just a quick follow-up
You
question.
hear it?
More IRL related.
I don't know what to say.
In the
Perfect,
dating
don't move it.
world, I'm just curious. As far as dating goes, first date, something casual. Second date, what do you think are the best second date options? Are you going movie route? Are you going
Anal.
to an actual event? Whether it be like axe throwing, mini golf, something like that, or rollerblading. Just trying to hear some options for potential second dates, and kind of how do you ramp up from like the first date, second date, third date, to then later on down the line you keep getting dates, and then you're at date 20. So how do you make the change from date 1 where it's kind of awkward, don't really know them, getting to know them, to date 2? Do you go more for a event or physical oriented, activity, or do you still
Nice.
stay pretty low key and just go like the standard dinner route? Once again, this is Minnesota Maniac.
All right, Minnesota.
All right,
Maniac.
Minnesota.
Thank you.
Hold on. I get you set up perfectly, baby. All right. So, date number 1 should always be something low key, casual. We're all of age. Go out, grab a drink, maybe a couple of apps. You want it to be in a nice, dimly lit dive bar somewhere, right off this fucking side, just someplace casual, like a. Fuck, I'm trying to remember the name of the bar that I used to go
Chili's.
to all the time in Chicago. I don't fucking remember.
Pequods.
Yeah, definitely not. Pequods was that was a spot. But then you're also eating fucking 4.5 pounds of deep dish. My stomach's already rumbling thinking about it. I'm running to the fucking bathroom halfway through the pie. Like, I can't. I don't know about that one. Always something low-key casual in a dive bar somewhere. Maybe like to make her feel comfortable in like a well-trafficked location where there's, always people being frequent. And then if it goes well, this is always the prerequisite. If it goes well and there is anticipation for a potential second date, that's when you segue from something that is, maybe less casual to more engaging. Date number 1 should be that, hey, let's get to know each other. If we're interested in one another, let's go do something more fun, more engaging together afterwards.
All right, Joe.
Whether I used to go to concerts. That was my second date for the most part. Like
Okay.
small
That's
concerts.
a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I agree. I agree with the game plan you got going there. I'd say second one definitely event. If it's summertime, you got like a fair or carnival around, always a good go to. Especially, listen, let me tell you something. Luckiest I ever got in my entire life. When me and my fiance first got together, we went to a fair, and they have the dunk tank with the clown.
Shut him the fuck up.
If you can sink that guy, you're a god. You're a god. You're set for the night. So me and my old roommate were on a double date. We went to the fair, and we walked by, and this clown's making jokes at us. He's talking shit, and so my roommate's like, "Screw it!" So he buys us each 8 tosses. We both missed the first one. We both make the next 6. Every single time I'm looking around, I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" I haven't played baseball since I was 12. I was like, "What's going on?" So
Your
now
girl is just staring at you, fucking starry-eyed,
losing it,
floating off the ground.
The crowd starts coming over, and I'm like, "Dude, this is fake. What's going on?" We keep hitting this thing, and the clown just stops making jokes after like the 5th time getting sunk. That's it. I don't have to win another game for the night. You're a god. You only had to sink them once.
Poor guy got hypothermia, and you're like, "All right, I'm closing the deal here." Yeah, no, I'd say I definitely agree. I mean, some sort of event thing for the second date is a good idea. First date. I mean, again, it sounds like the 3 of us that I know, I think have been off the market for a long time, respectively. But I would say grab a coffee or a drink, casual. I would say, like, depending on how you guys met. Let's say you met at a bar or something like that. It's nighttime, and you're like, "Hey, call me." Let's do it. Let's do something during the day the next time, so that you.
Hey, baby. Yeah. Call me.
Yeah, so that you know that like you can.
It's always good.
What's that?
Like a local food spot, like a spot that like not really a lot of people know. You're like, "Listen, this is like my secret spot."
Yeah.
You take her there. You're like, "This is where you get like the best subs in town."
100%. I would say, if you met nocturnally, then I would say do something during the day. Be like, "Let's go grab lunch. Let's get a coffee." So I know that I can like stand being around this person sober and like. But they look the same in the daytime as they did at nighttime. You know what I mean? Like
you meet someone at the harp, you need to know what they look like.
100%.
You need a double take.
Yeah, you guys start hitting it off in Faneuil Hall. Like, meet at a Starbucks the next day. Or you say like, "Oh, let's grab breakfast or something tomorrow." Like, we'll
sit by the window.
100%. Yeah. Get some fresh air.
Bring a flashlight, flash it around her face.
Yes, and then your objective, I think, on the first date is to figure out some things that they like. Do they like mini golf? Do they like going to the movies? What kind of movies do they like? What are some of the hobbies that they have? They go, "I don't really like sports. I don't really like physical activity. A movie might be a good idea." Or like, "Oh, is there a restaurant that you've been meaning to try out? Oh my God, I love sushi. I heard this sushi spot is really good. We should try that next." Something like a little bit more adventurous that requires some more interactivity. Like sushi is a good food because like there's 9,000 of them and you got to kind of share them. You know what I mean? You can kind of talk about the food. It's not like you both just have your individual plate. Or you could go to like. What is some like a hot pot or something like that where there's some sort of like interactivity that's necessary in the meal so that you're not just like you have your plates and your glasses, I have my plate and my glass, and that's the end of it. I feel like that'd be a recipe for a good you hit off the bat, and then you could joke around. You're like, "Oh my God, I don't really know what I'm doing, like I've never tried this before." Like you kind of try new things right off the rip, and then you kind of go from there. You feel it out. Maybe another little casual lunch, dinner, something like that. Maybe you go to a movie, little picnic. You know what I mean? If it's nice out.
And if you get to date 5 and you haven't done a group orgy yet, she's not for you.
That's very true. Yeah, Minnesota
She's
Maniac.
Not
Yeah.
on.
But thank you. Yeah, Minnesota Maniac. Thank you for the voicemail. We're always happy to help.
We gotta do a segment now. We're gonna have to start integrating the
Yes.
fucking relationship advice.
Yeah, the WGG
segment.
love connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Juju said invite her to a LAN party date too. I totally agree. 100%.
Hell no! You're gonna you're gonna go there. It's gonna fucking stink. All right. Everybody's
true.
gonna smell. Nobody's fucking showering
smell
before
like
they
a
get to
deli
a
in
LAN
there.
party. Oh,
Oh my God.
people are gonna be screaming at each other the whole time. No.
It's gonna smell like a petting zoo. But yeah, that's all we got for
Well, that's
voicemails.
Sixth date though. You can take her to a LAN party.
Yeah.
She's gonna be
Yeah.
locked in.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
You got to do at least one in like the single digit dates where you're like kind of more casual, like you're in like sweats and a hoodie or something like that. And
Yep.
you got to do something casual because you can't just be like buttoned up the entire time.
No.
You got to kind of
Too
like
much work.
decelerate. You start off a little fancy and then you kind of decelerate from there. Juju goes, if she can deal with the smell from the land party, then you know she's down for the orgy.
True.
Cancel the segment. We're not doing the segment.
Yeah, we're doing the segment. We're just going to come up with a catchy name for it. We're doing the segment. Listen, Minnesota Maniac, I hope we gave you some fucking life-changing advice. I hope you get that second
I
date.
hope it's life-changing for the better.
Yeah,
Oh, it's for the better.
Yeah, not life changing like
It's
you're getting
okay.
arraigned on Monday. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
All right, cool. So new segment alert. All right, let's land the trade, shall we? All right, Joe, you're our guest of honor. Tell everybody where to find you. Remind everybody again about the fight next Saturday and where they can find it at, so they can watch you knock some skulls in.
So you can find me on any social media at Giannetti MMA. 2 N's and 2 T's. Italian last name messes everybody up.
Oh, I know a couple of Giannettis. I knew how to spell it immediately.
There's
Yeah, so-
always Giannettis
Yeah.
everywhere. We're everywhere. But next Saturday, September 23rd at Plymouth Memorial Hall, I will be defending my lightweight title for Cage Titans at Cage Titans 61. You can catch it on spectationsports.com. Use code Giannetti. Gives me a little kickback. I think you guys save $5 or $10. And if you want to go in person, shoot me a DM. I have tickets until Wednesday. I also get a commission of those too, so it's another way to support. But I appreciate it.
Beautiful. Loved having you on, man. And yes, absolutely. Make sure that you tune in September 23rd, Giannetti versus Dufour for that lightweight belt. We will definitely, absolutely be hearing and still at the end of that.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely
Damn
cannot
sure.
wait for you to send that Canadiens fan packing. And
Yes, sir.
he's gonna have some poutine in his drawers by the time he gets out of that cage with you. So
Let's not joke around about that. All right, today's been a tough day for me.
listen, I'm sorry. I'll let you get back to it. I'm hoping that
Too
you're not,
close to home.
yeah, exactly. But yeah,
These are
thank
all
you to
real
everybody in the
tough
chat. Big shout out to Juju, Bryland, Marco, everybody that's been around here, and also to all the people that were talking shit about Joe.
I love you guys.
Joe, your buddy Tyler also hopped in the YouTube comments and said the guy in the top left corner sucks. I would love to see
That's about right.
you are in the top left corner if you haven't seen the stream it. And then he also said, I would love to see JoJo golf. That big head would act like a counterweight.
I told you, my friends will talk shit anywhere.
They just love
My
it.
favorite thing that we do is when like somebody recognizes my name or like sees a fight of mine and they happen to like message one of my friends. They're like, "Hey, you ever heard of this kid?" All of my buddies will turn around and go, "Yeah, that kid sucks. He's the
sucks."
worst."
Unbelievable. Bob, what do you got?
Shout out to Jersey Shore Joe! Woo! Man, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of wish that name stuck.
I'm so glad it didn't.
I
I'm
like
so
Skeletor
glad.
so much more, but man, that would have been fucking hilarious. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming on. What time is the fight on Saturday? Because I have to go to I can't say this actually. I have to go to a surprise something on Saturday.
So
Can't say what.
First fight's at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I
Okay.
usually fight around like 10 o'clock. So I'm the very last fight.
Okay.
But I appreciate you guys for having me on. This is like the first. This is the first podcast I've ever done on Discord. First time I get to sit down and talk about video games.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate you right back. Always happy to support, and we definitely will. We'll definitely be tuning in, and we'll, like I said, give
Wait,
you the,
hold on. I have one more question. Before you go.
What's up?
If you were a UFC, say the next UFC game comes out,
Yep.
and you're integrated into it,
Yep.
what would be your signature move? It could be anything. Doesn't have to be UFC related. Could be any signature move.
The Boston Crab. That has been done in MMA. If you haven't seen the clip, look it up. It has been done in MMA.
I'm gonna look that up. I absolutely am gonna look that up. That is unbelievable.
Brilliant.
Yeah, everybody have a great weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Big shout out to Joe. Thank you for jumping on. We appreciate it. Good luck with the rest of the training and with the weigh-in. And yeah, we'll see you next Saturday at Cage Titans 61.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate
All
it.
right, guys. Hey, this has been episode 354, 345.
Bro, it's up there. We're up there at some point.
We're in the
something.
threes.
Of Not Another Gaming Podcast. We love you so much, and we'll see you next week.